We took action because despite the scientific studies revealing the dangers of keeping these additives in our food, food manufacturers have told consumers to leave it up to the FDA to determine the safety of chemicals that flow into our food supply. That would be great if the FDA did its job. But the FDA has not rigorously assessed the safety of chemicals, despite noted and well-documented health concerns and new technology which can test them. The food we eat and the beverages we drink often contain chemicals used as food additives, linked to not only health issues in adults, but to developmental, cognitive, and other major health concerns in infants and children.
The generally recognized as safe or GRAS loophole allows the food industry to bypass FDA approval for new chemicals, which has led directly to consumer harm. The current GRAS process relies too heavily on post-market enforcement, which means the FDA often only acts after consumers have already been harmed. So for example, the food industry abused the GRAS process to market tariff flour and caffeinated alcoholic beverages without demonstrating safety ahead of time, leading to severe consumer harm. That is unacceptable. Companies are making safety decisions in secret, and FDA cannot ensure the safety of our food supply if it does not know what is in our food.
For example, the FDA knew for decades that brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, would be harmful, but it was allowed to remain in use at the request of food manufacturers. It took the agency more than 50 years after it learned of its health concerns before it was finally banned earlier this year. Tragically for our nation's public health, GRAS is merely a loophole to enable food manufacturers to bypass FDA oversight and get products more quickly on store shelves. Allowing a company that produces the food to decide if a chemical is safe without having to inform the FDA makes no sense. And it adds up to a dangerous game for American families to play.
The FDA determined that red dye 3 is a carcinogen all the way back in 1990 and promised at that time to restrict it in food. But 34 years later, it remains legal. BHA is another food chemical linked to cancer, used in thousands of food ranging from cured meats to kids' cereals. A doctor petitioned the FDA to ban it in 1990, but 34 years later, the petition is still pending and the FDA has yet to respond.